This is American Dumpster Fire.
You're talking on the air. So it's a little late now.
Do it live.
Fuck it. Do it live. Do it live. That's my Bill O'Reilly impression. Because he's a piece of shit.
It's still a fun clip.
So
Speaking of
I don't
fun-
even think you're on, so I don't think you have much to worry about.
Sweet.
There you go.
That was
We're
totally your mess up
organized.
then.
Yeah, well, we are a dumpster fire.
Well, Loki decided to press the record button while we're all looking at the news feeds.
I did. Fuck it. You get as much organization as this country already has going for it.
Oh,
So-
I think we're far more than that. We at least know who has what job.
Well, right, yeah. Well, I mean, okay.
I
Look,
can't keep track of this carousel.
because the turnover rate has got to be higher than a gas station.
Oh,
like,
God, more than a McDonald's.
In the government, you mean?
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous. Okay, so we had what's the guy's name? Kevin McAllenin,
It's a lot of syllables, yes.
and then Christian Nielsen.
it looks like an Irish name, but doesn't sound like one.
both gone now, right? I mean, or Christian's leaving.
Well, he claims it has nothing to do with Ukraine.
Yeah, okay. And well,
He's just done everything he can
okay,
in his job.
But this is bothersome.
immigrants,
This is bothersome
apparently.
because they know that by stepping down, by leaving and stuff like that, nothing's ever going to happen. Never going to get prosecuted for the crimes that they did commit. That if you're in the Trump administration and you walk away,
Well, it's rats leaving a sinking ship,
yeah, no, they're fleeing like crazy. I mean, this looks like,
which is a good sign, I guess.
is it? Because he
It's-
just
it's-
finds more rats to fill the positions.
What? Yeah, but if rats are fleeing, then they know something.
I think that they think, and they don't think, they know that we are not going to prosecute them for their crimes once they have left
No.
office.
But my point
well,
is,
here's the
they
trick.
wouldn't jump
We're
off.
not prosecuting anybody for any freaking crime.
Okay,
Because, like, Trump and his close family can just keep committing crime after crime after crime, and we're just like, oh, but no, they're not.
They have to be
And that's
scared
all,
of
like,
impeachment if they're
literally
stepping
all they
down.
have to do is say, we're not doing that. It's all fake news, blah, 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 blah. And
This-
then we don't do anything.
this is what happens when you put the mafia in charge of the government.
So, I mean, really, yeah, you can jump ship, but,
I
like,
think that's insulting to the mafia.
out of,
It is
okay,
a little insulting. to the
I
mafia.
know a couple of people have
I
been
mean-
indicted, but truly, in comparison to the number of criminals that are currently in office in our government,
I know it's been like 20-something people indicted or whatever, but there are
like,
hundreds
we're
who
like
deserve to be
90%
indicted.
run by criminals.
And
Like,
here's the thing.
legitimately abhorrent people.
I used to love Nancy. Okay.
No.
But here's the problem is that they keep letting them walk all over us. I mean, so they're just like, okay, here's a subpoena. And then the guy's like, nope, not going to do it. I'm not going to show up for...
Well, the problem is that Democrats always like to act like the adults in the room.
You can't... Yeah, okay.
They have no balls.
And you can do that if you raised your kids right to begin with, but these kids weren't raised right.
The problem is that
yeah, they're playing by a different set of rules.
They are playing by a different side of rules. And I'm sorry, but it's all of the older Democrats, the ones from a different generation.
The ones
that
who could
are
reach across an aisle.
The
when you, back
capitalist
when you could do that.
Democrats?
The what?
The capitalist Democrats?
Yes.
The ones that are basically Republicans that don't want to kill gay people?
Yes. So those ones are the ones who are still sitting here trying to act like this is the same government that it was 20, 30 years ago. And it is just not. We need these younger ones who are full of fire. Now, again, I'm going to say with the exception of Bernie, because that man is still fighting the good fight. But the
even
rest of
after
them,
a heart attack, he seems like he's still going.
Yes. So, like, my thing is that he's, like, literally leading a freaking revolution.
I don't know
And
if he can win,
meanwhile-
though, with after that.
I
People are
don't-
going to lose a lot of faith
It,
in
No,
does,
his
I
it
don't
doesn't
think it'll be,
ultimately
but-
matter if he wins the presidency ever. The bottom line is that man started a revolution.
Oh, yeah, he's changed the whole
He
dynamic.
has changed the freaking country, regardless of the fact that he never made it into office because, well, of a whole slew of fuck-ups. Let's just say that is the cause, because that is literally the cause. Starting with the DNC and them being a bunch of completely moronic assholes, and then ending with the fact that Trump was never truly elected. So,
Well, Yeah, that's not new.
So, like, I
This-
mean, aside from him, I will say that there is a lot of
2000 election.
corporate Democrats who are essentially Republicans who are watering down our party. They need to step aside.
I think it's a little
Make
unfair
room
to
for
call
these younger,
a
passionate
moderate
people.
Democrat a dino. You know,
Well,
I didn't use
no,
that
no,
word.
it is
you're
unfair.
basically
It is unfair now.
you're calling them Republicans. and
It
it's
is
like,
unfair now because the Republican Party is not Republican.
they're
Oh, God,
so
no.
far to the right that if you met them in the middle, you would
Here's
have to
the
be Reagan.
No, but here's the thing.
Yeah, seriously.
You
Yeah,
have a
old
lot
school
of
Republicans are
these
moderates
Democrats-
compared to what we've got in the
You
Republican
have a
Party.
lot of these older Democrats who are basically on the fence about things like gay rights and, like, you know, those kinds of things until it affects them personally. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like, until they actually have something in their experience where suddenly this is issue. Oh, suddenly I have somebody who,
Well, what's to
somebody
be
I
on the
know or
fence
somebody
about?
I'm related to who couldn't afford their health care bills.
I know
like,
we're not
until that
talking about
If it's
necessarily
electable, that's
but-
really what they're on the fence about.
So in the like, I got it, guys. Look,
That's the point.
mind your own fucking business, and maybe it won't be a problem for you, right? I mean, gay people exist. Get over it. Grow the fuck up.
Right.
Like, why is this an issue?
Oh
Here's
my
my
God.
thing right now is look, if Germany had stood up to the Nazis or whatever, you know, if they had stood up to the far right wing, the Nazi thing would have never happened. You know what I'm saying? If Iran had stood up to their far right wing, their current situation wouldn't be happening. They were a fairly liberal place at one time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, here's the thing.
we need to stop this before
There's a
we
time and a
become
place.
that.
There's a time
Right.
and a place for moderate politicians. There is, sure, times of peace. We're fighting a fucking war here. I'm sorry. There is a civil
you
war
consider
going
moderate?
on, regardless of the fact that there's. Well, actually, there are weapons in the street right now, aren't there?
What do we consider moderate though? Wait, compared to when if you
Pelosi.
if you build a spectrum,
We don't have room for her right now.
Pelosi's far right wing.
What?
In Democrats, in the Democratic Party, she is as right as
Okay,
you go.
regardless, the fact is that she's technically a Democrat, and the bottom line is that there is a time and a place for these moderate
You guys are harsh.
Democrats. Right now, no. There is a fight going on.
No, I agree with your point. I do.
When we are at times of peace where Republicans and Democrats can work together, but we've proven that cannot be happening right now. Right now, they throw temper tantrums and close down the government whenever we try to do literally fucking anything.
And we need to be able to do the same. So we need someone who can get dirty.
No, we don't
as
need to shut down
Republicans.
the government. We need people who will
Sure.
fight these people. We need people who will make them piss themselves over the fact
We
that
need
we see
AOC.
what you're doing. We're coming after you. Exactly.
I'm telling you, man. She is a goddamn rock star. Why do you think they hate her so much? Why do you think the right wing
They
is
do hate
so
her.
afraid of her?
I'm not settled on
They
anyone
know.
yet.
They know that she's dangerous
too-
for them.
If
Yeah.
Bernie was 10 years younger, I'd still be hopeful for that.
Dude, I hope they make Bernie a cyborg and he lives forever.
Oh
that'd
my
be
God,
great.
yes.
Like,
Like if we are working on any technology, that needs
yeah,
to be what
how
we're
to
doing.
make Bernie
Immortal.
a
Just
democracy
immortal.
cyborg for freedom.
But
a
no,
freedom cyborg.
he has changed
Yes.
the party, and there are plenty of people
Somebody
who
make it
pretend to
happen.
be Bernie-like, and there are plenty of people who've gone this far because they
What is
are
Elon
Bernie-like.
working on? Can he make this happen?
Mr. Musk, can you please
Just make him solar
Bernie
powered?
Sanders a freedom cyborg?
But I agree. A centralist Democrat is a useful thing, but not in this time era.
But
20
Yes,
years from
it-
now, after we fix things, we can
but
bring them
that's my
back.
point. Center
Yes,
compared
and
to
that
what?
is my point. Is right now all they're doing is watering down our effectiveness.
The right wing is so far right. There is no you can't reach across the
It's not
Grand
about
Canyon.
right. Those people have split off from any kind of politics, and they're
psychopathy,
just
yes.
fucking nut jobs.
It's you can't even like there was
Well,
a time.
some are nut jobs. Some are just
there was a time though when
answering
you
to
could,
nut jobs.
you could justify being
Okay,
Republican.
most of them are straight up criminals, and then a bunch of them are just yes men.
But there was a time where you justify being Republican because you're greedy, you know.
right.
But now it's not even you have to be filthy rich for that to be true now. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't like there's no middle class
You have to be a
people who benefit.
politician or an
I've
elite.
never understood selling against your own interest for the vain hope of having 4% less
But that's
taxes
not
or
it. That's
something.
not what's happening
I
anymore.
mean, because that's all it was. It was a matter of a couple hundred, maybe $1,000. You know, there was a minor change in your
I feel like
status
it's
if you got the right
un-American.
guy in, and everyone acted like it would make the huge
You're
difference
right.
in their life,
There was
and
a-
it never did.
there
It
was a-
actually caused more harm in
You're
overall.
correct. There was a time when like middle class people felt that those couple of $100 they saw in their taxes a year
Was somehow worth all
like
this crap.
made a difference.
But
right.
it doesn't happen anymore. Republicans promise it, but they don't actually
Right, but
see
it doesn't
that.
actually
But
happen. They
When
tell
you look
that
at
it's
how
going
Yeah,
to
money
be there,
gets
though.
spent
Oh,
and
yeah.
what gets spent
They'll-
on.
And a lot of them will lie and say, "Oh yeah, I saw it. I saw it." No, you didn't. You
Yeah.
fucking lie.
Right, and that's the thing. Is like there was a time when that was the case, and they thought that they saw a couple $100, and like Republicans would lie and say, "Oh yeah, you would have noticed more money in your tax return." And
Right.
Truly-
I'm making more money in my paycheck. You know what?
No, you're not.
Okay. Well,
It's
no,
not
it
enough
did
to
happen.
matter, though.
It did happen
But
when
then
Trump
you're getting
said
less in your
that the
return.
average American was going to make more money in their paycheck. The average American made $6 a week more.
Woo!
$6 a week more.
Right.
Oh,
And
that's worth it.
wait. It gets better. Then on your tax returns, the average American paid $1,000 a year more.
so you're
back
still
in
losing
taxes.
more money.
You lost
right.
money.
They're just playing on the fact that you're
an
not,
idiot.
Yeah.
They're playing
I'm
on the
sorry. I was
fact that
trying
you're
to
an
find
idiot.
Well,
a
it's
nice
like
way-
the whole
You're
Okay.
either is a
push
Republican,
a
you're
$300
either
refund.
But here's the
the
thing.
con man or the mark.
None
in
of
the
this is
Republican
the
Party.
case anymore, though.
That just came out your tax
Now-
return. Remember that?
Now they're voting for Trump because they're racist, because they're homophobic. They don't care that they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Well, at least they're
as,
voting for
as long as they're pissing on someone else while they do it.
A lot of
That
them
is legitimately all that they care
a
about.
lot of them are admitting.
As long as there's someone to step on below them, they don't care the fact that they're getting crushed into the ground too.
A lot of them are admitting that it has nothing to do with anything else, whether he's guilty or not, whether he's Republican or not, whether they're going to make money or back or not. It's about owning the Democrats. That's all they care about. They're like, we're owning the Democrats.
troll
Like,
culture and politics. What
you're
this,
owning
this is
yourself,
the
you
world.
moron.
you're affecting the world, how it's run, how you live in it, how you're policed.
It's
I mean-
because they are a human disease.
But
I literally watched.
You want to screw someone online? Fine, whatever. You know, it's just text on a screen.
Sure, maybe-
But I mean, this is the real world. Grow
Maybe
up,
they
people.
should try to be not stupid first. You know,
I
mean,
literally watched people interviewing all of these people in like a very poor, very rural
my God.
southern counties, okay,
Right.
where they were like heaviest reliant on welfare. And these people were going and interviewing these, and they were like lower class white Americans,
Mhm.
and interviewing them and telling them, you understand that you're on welfare and that this Republican agenda is only going to hurt you. And they're like, yeah, I understand that, and I don't care as long as they're keeping like the immigrants from coming in,
Right,
and
right.
like they don't care.
I think
about
that
the fact
they
that they're
think
hurting
they don't care
themselves.
until they don't get that check.
And it was as
Right.
long as we're not making Hillary president. Like they don't care as long as there's
Oh
not a
my
vagina
God.
I
in
know.
office.
It's well, this was the peril of making it to where everybody could get technology. You know, because now all these people are online and they're talking to each other and they're like, "Yeah, that's a great idea." It's like there's like, you know, 500,000 people with an IQ of 6
right.
talking to each other
And
about,
that's the thing,
you know,
is
fuck
that-
Hillary. You don't even know what you're talking about. Shut up.
Yeah, because
Right.
in the real life, someone will tell
As
you you're
long
stupid,
as-
but you can find groups that
Oh,
just
and it
Right,
was,
oh, yeah, yeah.
And
reinforce
it was as long as Obama's out of office. So really, it was as long as the black man is not in there. There's no vaginas in the
Right, right.
presidency.
Black
we're
man
keeping
bad.
we're keeping the people with the colored skin out of our country, and the gays can't be married and spreading their gayness to everybody.
Right. But
Well, they lost that
but
one.
Jesus and guns and killing people.
They haven't lost that one. There's still a fight going on. They might be allowed to
It's
marry.
national law
but
at this point. I mean, they can get
yes,
married.
They can get married, but there's still fights going on. As soon as Trump was running for president, there was people getting attacked just for being on a date with somebody of the same sex.
That's insane.
So it's not that it's done.
Well, on the upside, I hear more and more states
Marriage
are
isn't all
outlawing.
that they were fighting for.
They're outlawing like marrying your horse or something like that. So you know,
So there
Now-
was more
Well,
uprisings.
now
to come.
progress, I guess.
now rednecks don't have to marry their horse after they knock them up. So,
Is that how you get centaurs?
God, I hope so.
I mean, keep in mind that these people who were all like anti-gay marriage and these homosexuals and all that stuff, these are the same people who were trying to keep marriage under 16 years, like adults marrying people under 16 on the table.
Oh, I know. No, yeah. In fact, I didn't realize what an epidemic it is.
It's disgusting.
I had heard, but then I seen statistics.
I want to
was
say
like,
it was
Jesus.
Kentucky, right?
Yeah. No, it's America.
Like most of the southern
There's
states.
so much of America
Oh,
that
not just south. Not
minors
just the
are-
south.
No,
it
there
is
was
an epidemic.
Yeah, but like they were trying to keep it to where you can still marry a child, basically.
Well, yeah.
And like one of the reasons for it was if you accidentally knock her up or if you knock her up purposely, I guess, that they still wanted people to be able to force their children into marriage if they became pregnant
Right. So these
as
girls
teenagers
become
to adults.
It's illegal to date
basically
them,
sex
but you can marry
slaves.
them.
Yeah. No, it's
no,
disgusting.
I think that it was a religious thing, right? Like the church, if a girl gets
It's always
knocked
the
up at like
church.
14
The
or
church
whatever.
loves to okay pedophilia.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like that
disgusting.
religion's just
Well,
an excuse
okay,
for doing
I
what you
shouldn't
want.
say that it was a church thing. I should say that people who were arguing to keep this
Oh, I'm sure they're
this
using
child
religion.
marriage thing
Sure.
on the table, yes, they were using religion as
I
their
mean,
excuse. Because
Mary
that's
was
the
14, wasn't she?
Nobody
In
fucking
the Bible?
knows.
I'm pretty sure.
The person who made the story up didn't tell us.
Of course, they only lived at 33 back then, so that she was middle-aged.
Yeah, I don't know. It's bullshit. Who cares?
I mean, I'm not going to say that women haven't been raped and repressed for, all of eternity. So,
Sure. And there's
Yes,
plenty of
it's
people who
entirely
lie about
possible.
who the baby belongs to.
Is it an impressive feat to be a virgin at 14, though? I mean,
she
they
probably
made a big deal of
wasn't
that.
a
When you
virgin.
really think about it.
Watch Dr. Phil. It is not impressive.
Also, I heard that virginity meant something different back then, or it was translated
Yeah, it
differently.
literally just meant young woman. It was like wench in the Middle Ages.
So,
Wench.
so the whole story is
Young
bullshit.
unmarried woman. Sorry. Cor-
Wench.
Right. So
Bring
she
me
was
a
probably a rape
beer.
victim
Oh, no doubt.
who
Yeah.
didn't want to be stoned
Pressured
to death.
into marriage.
Who didn't want to be stoned to death.
Yep. No, it's all bullshit. I don't know. The whole thing's a shit
Poor
show.
Joseph.
All this is a shit show. Everything is a fucking
Right,
shit
right.
show.
So basically, the entire Republican agenda is on standing on hate and basically giving people who it's hurting the opportunity to piss on other people, and that is literally what their platform is.
Well, and meanwhile, of course. Yeah. Letting people go when they make guns in their machine shop, I guess.
Oh, or switching gears here.
I mean, it's just the dumb shit, right? I mean, you can get away with anything if you're a Republican.
Yeah. So I was just quickly looking at the news feed, just wondering what's going on, and it's a pretty interesting day overall. A lot of stuff popped up today, and one of them was, I believe his name was Joseph Rowe. I think it was in Texas. Sorry, it was a very long video, and that was a little while ago.
A lot of messed up stuff happens in Texas.
We are not
It
a
was
news
something
source.
Roe.
Any rate, he has a machine shop where he let people come in, and he basically, by the look of it, had a hobby kit of a mostly prepared gun, AR-15 in fact. And to my understanding, you can order replacement parts for nearly every part of the gun except for the lower receiver. The very part he could show you how to make. So you can't get the schematic to download it, make a plastic part for a handgun in the receiver part. That's illegal. I remember they made a whole big stink about 3D printing that part. But for some reason, you can mill it
Like
in an
you're-
AR-15.
Okay.
And what's to say that's not an automatic? These are unregistered. 19 of the people who made one with him were felons. One was used in mass shooting. Oh, and he got off scot-free, by the way. All he has to do is not do anything illegal for a year.
And this was because the judge said so, right? I mean,
Yeah, he set a precedent that actually technically makes it a law until they make a law to overturn that.
So the ATF
And I can't
tried
really
to stop
follow the
him.
logic. I'm missing exactly. You
But-
watched the video with me.
Yeah,
Did you
but
get the logic?
The
What was the
ATF
reasoning?
basically tried to stop him, and this piece of shit judge decided to just let him go because
Do
he
we have the
said
name of the judge?
I didn't
doesn't
catch it.
matter.
It was
Like,
very
look,
quickly said.
it really feels like most of these judges are shit, right?
There's a lot of shit judges out
I mean,
there.
But what was the
so
logic?
many.
Why did they let him go?
I think that it was because technically the wording of the law wasn't that you can't
Right.
teach criminals and mass murderers how
Well,
to manufacture
I
this
think he should be
piece.
responsible
They
for
were
the mass
treating
murder.
it as a hobby.
I absolutely do too. I
He
mean,
gave him the tools
bottom
of
line
murder.
is, regardless
Yeah,
of
shouldn't
the
he be
fact that
accomplished?
he's not serving prison time,
accomplice?
he
Yes,
is
Jesus.
literally responsible for mass murder.
Yeah,
If one
yeah.
of those weapons was used in a mass shooting,
Which it was.
that man is responsible for mass murder.
If my kid was caught in that mass shooting, I'd be going after him. So that's me
I'm just
personally. I'm not
amazed.
telling you to do that at home.
I'm amazed that that's an actual news item. There's a
Right.
guy who's free who had multiple people. A couple of them were involved in domestic dispute.
Sure.
I mean,
So good luck.
violence,
Hopefully,
you know.
their
because this is how we made America great
significant other
again.
think it
didn't
was
get shot
6.
because of it.
But yeah, it was ridiculous. I mean, I'm looking at all these
But
statistics.
that's the thing.
It's like,
The kind of people who seek out these services are criminals.
oh, and they're completely untraceable. So
There
there's no
was.
serial.
He-
There's no way of knowing who owns it, if they had the legal right to own a firearm.
right.
And that you said there's nothing keeping them from making a fully automatic weapon as opposed
To
to
my
just
knowledge.
a
With-
semi-auto.
I mean, if you're making the
With-
lower receiver, can't you just basically...
No serial numbers, so they're untraceable.
untraceable.
That's great. That's good
And, of
stuff.
course, the automatic is illegal, but,
Good
who,
stuff.
who knows you have it, so...
In lighter news, they were burning Trump paraphernalia in Minneapolis in protest to him coming to town.
Like what,
but-
hats?
But why protest, really? Because the footage of the event made it look like everybody was falling asleep. Like, literally, everybody was falling asleep or playing
At a
on
Trump
his
rally?
phone at a Trump rally. I'm like, is this surprising? I mean, this is the first time they're really, like, highlighting it, but is it surprising? I feel like he's a senile old man who shouts obscenities at the TV, and he just pretends that the people at these rallies are the TV.
Wait.
Like,
So the pro-Trump people are falling asleep, or...?
pro-Trump people are falling asleep.
Okay.
Anti-Trump people are burning his MAGA hats in the streets.
Okay, here's my problem.
It's Minneapolis, so it's probably to keep warm, but
Where'd they get the MAGA hats? Did they buy?
yeah, hopefully they
hats
didn't buy them. That would be
to
stupid.
burn them?
Yeah.
I didn't
That would
know.
be like the
I always
Nike
thought about
protest.
that. Oh yeah, I'm burning my Nikes. You paid for them, you idiot. Those are expensive shoes. Like why? And some of them, like the one guy burned his Nikes while he had them on. It's like,
Well-
oh, you guys are special.
I'm trying to remember the Netflix show. What is it? Unbreakable Amy Schmidt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if I got the name right. They actually had a hilarious episode about this with the Redskin team. They're protesting because, it's a racist name, And so people were buying the jerseys to burn them. And then the one lady who was like leading the protest goes, oh, that's why. Because that actually upped their merchandising.
Right. Well, that's what happened with Nike too. Their sales went through the roof. Like after they were.
I feel like every time one of these companies, especially like whenever they post like LGBTQ ads during Pride Month and
They're trying
everything,
to up their
and
sales.
you always get those streams of people going, "Oh, that's the last time I buy from Campbell's or Colgate or whatever it is."
Right, and then suddenly their sales go
Yeah,
insane.
their sales spike, and they're like, everybody's like, "That's okay, I'll buy his share."
Right.
So,
I hate extra soup this month. I love minestrone.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's all crazy, ridiculous bullshit. Like,
Yeah, and half the time your protests just really give these companies more attention.
So, yes,
and more ads.
people, if you're
time.
gonna protest Trump, don't buy his shit. Don't do that. Don't. Like you're not helping.
Isn't Minnesota pretty red though?
Not. I guess not where they were or whatever.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's people that hate him everywhere, but
Because there's
Usually anywhere you have
it's
cities,
so hard. It's so hard.
yeah,
you know,
that's true. Like
a
Minneapolis,
lot of
is probably somewhat
population,
blue,
education.
you get
I
near
know, but like being
college.
as in we're from Ohio, like you're also like a little speck of blue in a sea of red, and it's so fucking hard.
We were blue, then we went purple, then we went red.
Now we're red at the worst time in history. I'm
And it was
literally
time to get
embarrassed.
out.
I am embarrassed.
We were purple for a long time, so I was able to hang on, but
No.
it's depressing.
This
Time
is a
to go.
shithole.
We have Jim Jordan.
It's not the
I
heart
mean,
of America. We're the anus of America.
this pedophile enabler is in office. Like, how the fuck
I
does that
know.
happen?
Wait, what?
So,
I don't know this story.
Jim Jordan.
Jim Jordan.
Please inform
Look
me.
it up. It's too long.
He's an enabler.
He's a piece of shit. And he's over. It's time to get out when him and fucking Mike DeWine. Mike DeWine's another piece of shit, and he's our governor. So, you gotta get out of this state.
It's a bad
So.
state.
So I hear Shep Smith is leaving Fox. I
Right.
guess there's only so much bullshit you can shovel.
Yeah,
Right.
I glanced at the article, and it looked like he was trying to say he was trying to keep Fox honest to some degree and got tired of it or something. Is that the gist?
When was Fox honest?
I guess during his hour or half hour, whatever he had. I
I'm
don't
not
know. I don't
saying
watch
Shep
it.
is honest. I'm saying Shep has called out a few things that maybe Fox, like you look at it, it's like, wait, this came from Fox, because he kind of criticized things that were happening. And
Like, they
don't
tell
get me wrong, it's not like
blatant
real news, okay, where they try to tell some truth or anything like that. It was still Fox. It was just less foxy than normal Fox, and not foxy in the hot way.
So Fox Light.
Yeah, like
Because this is the same network that was literally sued for spewing bullshit and then said that they had no responsibility.
right, they
to
have
tell
no
the truth.
responsibility to tell the truth, right?
What the
Correct.
shit?
Yes, that was a thing.
That needs to be a T-shirt.
So, and then I see the White House accidentally sends Ukraine talking points to Democrats. So, that's a thing.
Wait,
Wait, what?
we just sent that?
No. Listen to me say it slowly. The White House
Mm-hmm.
accidentally sent the Ukraine talking points to the Democrats
Oh,
because they're idiots.
that's excellent.
We have morons
Wait,
in
are we
power.
sure it's accidentally? Like it's not somebody like.
Wait. These are their
Whoops.
talking points?
Yeah,
Okay.
we have morons in power. Your president
I'm aware of this. Yeah.
is a fucking idiot. Period.
Well,
Well, no.
yes.
Wait,
He
hold
is
on.
I'm sure
inept.
he doesn't.
Hold on.
Okay. He
Is
also
it-
probably
is it
doesn't know how to send an
ineptitude,
email.
Or is it sabotage?
That's
There
what
are a
I'm
lot
saying.
of people around him who are
That
quietly
is-
resisting.
It was Melania.
I am having kidney troubles again. You must get me out.
She needs to spell something else on her jacket.
There's like a hidden message in white type font in there. Please help me.
Please help. I am whistleblower.
Oh, that would be great.
I
He-
blow.
He
I
doesn't
blow
let me
whistle.
leave. I will be in the tunnels behind the White House.
That is whistle.
Oh my god.
Uh,
That little tunnel collapse really was her trying to get out.
was there a tunnel collapse?
Don't you remember there was like a little sinkhole or whatever collapsed by the White House?
Really?
No,
Everybody was-
I missed that.
Oh my god, it was like forever ago.
There's so much news.
back when he first took office and everybody was joking that she was trying to get out.
You know, I've been complaining lately, and it is totally first world problems. But there's too much goddamn TV. There's so many streaming services. I can't talk to my friend about the same
I'll help
show
you out.
because I'm not watching it.
I'll help
and
you
if
out.
I am, I'm 3 years behind.
I'll help you out. Don't buy Disney.
Oh, it's got
Don't
so
do
much
it.
though.
Don't
It's
get
got
it.
so much.
I won't
But
do
my
it.
point is,
Disney's evil
this news cycle,
unless they want to pay me.
with this president,
Whore.
it's impossible to keep track of
Stop saying they're
who's in
evil.
office, what's going on, what did they do wrong. There's just too much. There's just too much to care about.
I honestly, I cannot wait until Trump is out of office just so I have less to bitch about. Like, literally. Like, there's just too much to keep track of. This is the most complex, cockamamie, asinine scheme ever concocted. Like, if you saw this on, like, some kind of true crime show, you'd be like,
Such bullshit.
Oh, I know.
yeah, this is completely made
I
up,
know.
or these criminals are idiots.
I know. No,
And then-
but not just the criminals are idiots. Our whole country is a like fucking huge bag of morons.
Well, like a third of them, but yeah.
It's all happening.
enough.
We're
It's
letting
enough.
it go.
It's enough.
It
I
all
know.
just over and over. You're just
I mean, you see
every
this stuff
freaking
happen.
day, like face palm, and then the next day you're just like, oh, we're doing this now, new face palm.
Right.
You see this stuff happen 80 years ago, or you see it happen in a third world country, and you're like, okay, I guess that makes sense. You know, they might have the same access to things, and you know, their internet might be limited, or they don't have the same knowledge or this same education. But it's all happening here now.
It's
Right.
humiliating.
It-
Our country
It is. Oh my God, it's
is
so
an
embarrassing.
embarrassment.
But
it
it
is a
just
fucking
shows
embarrassment.
it can happen. You take your hand off the till. If you're not paying attention,
Okay.
you're not showing up
Go
to
back
election.
to-
This is what happens.
Go back to you in 2015. If you had thought for a second that all this shit could happen right in front of everybody's face, just the way that it's gone down, wouldn't you be like, you are full of shit?
And I
It-
kind of
okay.
saw some of this
All right,
coming.
all right,
I
all right,
did
all right,
actually
all right.
see some of this coming.
Pre-Trump?
No.
Before
Six
he was
months.
even running?
6 months
If
before
2020
he was voted in.
No. Not before he was. I'm saying before he ran.
Oh God, no.
If,
No.
if 2020 me
I mean, I saw
went back to
Idiocracy,
see
but
2015 me and said, he wins and he ruins everything, I'd have laughed myself in the face.
no. I was with Bill Maher and other people who were like, it could happen. It could definitely happen.
No, I
didn't.
can't
You know what?
believe how like stupidly optimistic I
I
was.
know.
How much
I
credit
gave
I
America
gave the
too much
American
credit.
people.
I'm like, we're smarter than that. We're
Yes.
better people.
I was hoping
Oh,
we'd
no, we're
win
They're
not.
awful.
We're
by
not.
like, you know,
Awful.
Yes.
5%. I was hopeful, but the
I was
realistic part of me
devastated. I was
See, when-
fucking
was fearful.
devastated when that man won.
when other countries call us fat and stupid, I was like, we're not fat and stupid, you know. And then I was like, okay, we're fat and stupid.
Like, you think that it's just that tiny percentage of people that like that is what people like imagine when they
But
see
they're the
America.
loudest.
It's
They're the
like
loudest.
they are the loudest.
The fat and stupid people are the loudest among us, and that's why everybody thinks that's what we are.
Right.
Well, we are 20% corn syrup.
The Walmart crowd. That's
Yes, exactly.
people of
And so like
Walmart.
people like make fun of America, and that's what they see. And like
And what's
now
worse,
Trump's in office, and look how this is going, and that's fucking America.
I
it
think
really is.
I think getting nominated to peopleofwalmart.com is automatically registers you to vote for Trump. Like that's just
it could be.
you know the fat guy with the breast implants and the high heels and stuff like that. That's a Trump voter.
Okay, look, I'm not gonna people shame here, but
But he's hairy. It's the hairiness. That's what does it.
there's
That's what
nothing
puts
wrong
it over
with
the
Is
top.
that
being
the guy who
hairy
did
and
it for a
wearing
bet?
high heels.
What's that?
You heard about that guy who did it for a bet? He got breast implants and kind of liked them and
I
just
thought
kept
he was
them.
like a 20-something. The guy who did that.
I don't know. It was years ago.
Whatever floats your boat, don't judge.
I'm not.
I mean, whatevsies. But
I don't think the money was worth it, but you know.
you follow him out to his car and he's got like 1 million stuffed animals glued to it. Like that's a thing.
His car.
No, that's a
Oh.
thing. It's on people of Walmart.
There's
And
so
worse
many
yet,
weird
I thought it
things.
was just like I was like, oh, maybe this is a southern thing, and then I saw it at the Walmart near us, and I was like, oh my god, this is an everywhere thing. And then there's crosses all over the car and stuff like that.
I don't know when it happened, but Ohio has become a southern state.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like we traded south of the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah.
Like something happened.
It's frightening. I need to leave.
It's the education system I think's broken here.
Oh god, the
It's when they
education here
adopted
is
Common
shit.
Core, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's going away. Finally.
Yeah, I heard it's going to go away everywhere, so I'm excited about that.
Thank God, because
And
that was just dumbing people
I think
down.
a lot of people who have kids are excited that Common Core is going away.
Yeah, I think kids are excited that Common Core is going
How
away.
do you make a simple problem look unbelievably complex?
Be a Republican or do Common Core.
We'll show you 12 ways to make this math problem take 6 times longer than it should have.
Oh, I know. You're just looking at it like, I could do that in my head. And they're like, no, you didn't round to the 10th power. What? What?
It's not that. I mean, it's not that. It's just that they draw it out to this extent that it's just 12 times more complicated than it ever had to be.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if you get the right answer, because if you didn't take the extra 60 steps to get the answer, you're getting it marked wrong.
We have computers. We don't need all that.
I think you need basic math, but I mean, you don't need that.
You do need
No, you
math.
do need basic math. But
And you know what? If one of those systems works for you, great. But stop forcing kids to learn 12 different ways to do the same math problem. You know, let them find a way
If
that
they
works
want to
for
spend
them.
2 weeks on it and be like, this is an
That's the
alternative
thing.
math.
Like, here.
alternative math, like alternative facts?
You
No,
know,
no,
like
no.
we'll
You
have
know,
none
like-
of that.
Okay,
like
it works.
intelligent design.
Sometimes those
It's the
systems.
intelligent design of math.
What's so intelligent
But
about
it's not
having
intelligent
a
design
playground
when it
next to a
takes
sewage
so
treatment
much
plant?
longer. Here's the thing: is that some of those little tricks and stuff were somewhat useful, and that's fine. However, some of them took so freaking long; it's guaranteed to get you fired if you ever try to do that.
Oh my god!
Oh my God, yeah.
I would totally fire an employee for using Common Core.
Can you imagine a cashier? Can you even picture
Okay,
that?
give me
Using
30
that
minutes
to
to
give me
figure this
my
out
change?
for you.
Deborah,
but cashiers don't really
you
need to know
gave
math.
the wrong change.
I mean basic
Well,
math.
I used
It's
Common
22
Core. It was
cents.
close enough.
I got to go back to work. 22 cents. Give me
Right.
my 22 cents. You don't
Yeah,
keep
the
it.
register
I'm going to work.
should do the work for you. But I'm just saying, like any
We're gonna
other,
have to let you go.
yeah, any job where you're trying to like break something down to the extent that it takes you 30 minutes longer than it should have, yeah, your ass is getting fired.
So this show is a tangent.
Yeah, I think most of them are.
I hope you guys enjoyed our tangent.
The point is, it's all on fire. That's
It
all.
is. It is all on
Everything's
fire. And even Preparation H can't ease the itch and the burn.
A little bit of alcohol, man.
Maybe. Let's go drink. We'll talk next time.